must travel here to buy their rough gems, to a building known only as 17 Charterhouse Street. This is a fortress where 80% of the world's gem diamonds are sorted, graded, and sold. A site holder sends his request for the grade of diamonds he needs, but there are no guarantees. It is De Beers that decides whether or not he gets them. It's a decision that can make or break his business.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Good afternoon. This is your site for October.
In this shoebox is basically the diamonds that they're going to cut that month. And in this mixture of diamonds, there are large diamonds, there are small diamonds, there are colored diamonds. There's what De Beers wants to be on the market. So they distribute to the cutters what is in short supply and withhold from the cutters what is in abundance. So they control the market through this. And there are all sorts of hidden signals in this box. Like if suddenly the site holder, as the person's called, gets many diamonds worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, he'll know he did a special favor, and he's being rewarded for that favor. The other hand, if he finds he's been given a large number of uneconomical diamonds to cut, he'll realize he's fallen out of favor.
Even the world's top dealers are at the mercy of De Beers' central selling organization. William Goldberg usually has special requests alongside the ordinary stones, but even he does not know what to expect.
Here are the regular goods and 2 boxes of specials.
Thank you.
So we'll see you later.
Right. Thank you very much. See you later now. See, this is very interesting. These are greens that come from Botswana, and this is a regular cut-and-dried bread and butter item. And quite often, these are priced in such a way that there's very little profit to be made on this goods. For whatever reason, at any given moment, they make a policy decision. I've been very angry and cussed a lot and been very upset. But that's how the cookie crumbles. I have no options.
What can you do when that happens?
Just cuss and fret and look forward to the next, that things will change at the next night.
Can you leave all that on the table and say, I'm not interested, I'm not going to make a profit this month? Can you do that?
I told you on the way over here we can leave some of the specials, but it's not in the, we just don't leave the regular goods. Somehow it doesn't work that way.
On a hill in Johannesburg, South Africa, is the private estate of the family that controls the diamond empire. These are the Oppenheimers. In 2 generations, they have built one of the most powerful industrial cartels of the 20th century.
The diamond cartel has lasted for 70 years and shows no sign of weakening. What makes this cartel different is it's controlled by a single company, a single commercial organization, and that's De Beers. And De Beers itself is controlled by another South African company, Anglo-American. Interestingly, Anglo-American is controlled by De Beers. And that interlocking ownership is what allows one small family company, E. Oppenheimers and Sons, who own just a small shareholding in Anglo-American, to control the whole edifice.
The diamond mines of southern Africa are the heart of the diamond empire. Diamonds are crystals of carbon, formed in the heat and pressure 1,200 miles below ground. Where volcanoes have brought them to the surface, they can be dug out of the rock. But many have been washed down rivers to the sea, and these, the alluvial diamonds, can be picked up along the riverbeds and shorelines. Sand and gravel are brushed out of the crevices, or scooped in huge quantities out of the hillside, and the rough diamonds are simply sorted out from the rest. There are extinct volcanoes throughout Africa, Asia, Russia, Australia, and America, and they are littered with diamonds. For a commodity which sells at thousands of dollars a carat, the supply seems truly staggering. Diamonds can even be picked out of these shallow waters along the African coast.
You can go to other coastlines and expect to find a few diamonds, but I think you can't build up a scenario that's as optimistic as one can build up for the west coast of South Africa. If you look at what's on the land, and there's 3 or 4 raised beaches on land have produced more than 100 million carats of diamonds. In one of our concessions alone, and it's not one of the bigger concessions, we have mapped 22 beach levels. So you're again going to come out to a number which is of the order of 1 billion carats or in excess of that.
Because diamonds are so plentiful, it makes De Beers' virtual monopoly an astonishing feat. Its history begins at Kimberley, South Africa in 1871. Until that year, mines had been few, and diamonds truly rare, mostly from India and Brazil. But the Kimberley find was huge. Among those who rushed to make their fortunes were 2 young Englishmen.
Charles Darnell Rudd, my great-grandfather, and Cecil Rhodes met here in October 1871. They were early in the rush here, and they would have found a anthill, a mining camp, and as Rhodes described it, as Stilton cheese, as the claim holders dug down into this enormous diamondiferous kimberlite pipe. But their eyes were more directed towards De Beers mine, which is about a mile over the horizon there. And that's where they dealt with the farmer De Beer, and they bought that farm out for £6,000. The thoughts of Rhodes immediately began to concentrate on the amalgamation of all these individual claim holders. And by 1880, he had amalgamated all the claim holders on his mine, the De Beers mine. And that began the amalgamation of all the diamond mines, and the formation of De Beers consolidated mines began in 1888.
What Cecil Rhodes had launched was a diamond cartel. It was based on an earlier French scheme to monopolize copper, buying up mines, restricting supply, and raising prices. From its first headquarters in Kimberley, De Beers bought out almost every other large mine in South Africa. But shortly before the First World War, diamonds were found over the border to the north in German Southwest Africa. A young German-born diamond dealer in South Africa went there to investigate. His name was Ernest Oppenheimer.
Ernest Oppenheimer, in 1914, 2 months before the outbreak of war, went there to survey the territory and came back with a report that was mind-boggling and subsequently hidden from the public. The fact that this was the richest diamond field in the history of the world. It was an alluvial field, meaning diamonds were on the surface, you could go pick them up. And in fact, they put what they termed back then natives, black natives, each put a tin can around their neck, and they line them up, and they get on their hands and knees, and they just pink, 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 put the diamonds into the tin cans as they walked on their hands and knees. This is how rich